Warrant Article 2, Amendment to Town Charter - Treasurer. Shall a municipality approve the charter amendment reprinted and summarized below? There shall be a town treasurer hereinafter called treasurer, who shall have all the powers and duties granted by this charter and state law. The treasurer, and this is the modified version, the treasurer shall be appointed by the town council upon recommendation of the town manager for a 3-year term. That's in place of being elected on an at-large basis to a term of 3 years at the town election. Vacancies in the office of treasurer shall be filled pursuant to state law. If the amendment is adopted, the town treasurer shall be appointed by the town council for a 3-year term instead of being elected for a 3-year term. If the amendment is adopted, the elected treasurer shall remain in office until the 2024 annual town election. If passed, this article will require the town to raise $0 in property taxes, resulting in a tax rate impact of $0 in fiscal year '24 based upon projected assessed values. May I have a motion to open this article for discussion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
How does the town council vote on this article?
Town council votes 4-1, yes.
Thank you. Budget committee?
Budget Committee voted 7-0, favoring this article. Yes.
Thank you. The article is now open for discussion. We have a presentation by Mr. Malaguti.
Mr. Moderator, Article 2 would amend the town charter, making the town treasurer an appointed position instead of an elected position. The treasurer would be appointed by the town council for a 3-year term.
Thank you. Any discussion from the members of the public?
Good morning. Daniel Bouchard. I guess I just want some clarification on this. So currently we have a town treasurer that is voted in, and right now we're looking to appoint it by the town council. Once he's appointed by, or she is appointed by the town council, falls under the town manager, correct?
No, the treasurer is a statutory office, the duties and responsibilities of which are defined by statute. The town manager would not have direct authority, or any authority that I'm aware of, over a statutory officer.
Basically, Dan, nothing changes except the person is appointed versus voted for. They brought this to us. My point of view is whenever I have an opportunity to let democracy work and let the voters vote, let them vote.
Okay.
And whatever they want is okay.
All right. I mean, I understand that, and you know, it's nice to have a third party that's independent to look at this, and I can also understand when I talked with Justin about, you know, the concerns he has about this. My concern is this: under the recent events that has taken place, all right, in this town in the last few weeks, my concern is that if the town manager doesn't like what the town treasurer is doing, is this town treasurer going to be escorted out of the town hall and not allowed to do their job, even though you guys appointed them? So that's my concern. I mean, right now, as a town treasurer is elected, can't do that. But once you guys decide, you know what, we're going to appoint, you know, Jim Smith here, and we're going to have him as the town treasurer, is he going to be answering to the town manager? I mean, I'm just concerned about that.
The exact same statute stays in place. Nothing else changes.
Okay, so
The town treasurer is controlled by state law, not by the town manager. Once appointed by the town council, controlled by state law.
all right, so if for some reason you don't like, the town council doesn't like what the treasurer is doing, he's appointed or she's appointed for 3 years and that's it, you're not going to remove him?
Much like being elected.
Okay, I just want that clarified. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bouchard. Please approach the microphone. Please approach and speak into the microphone. Do you have a question?
Ann.
Yeah, you're raising your hand.
And Chair, thank you for letting me speak.
28 Wedgewood Drive. Does this mean this is the last time we'll be voting for a town treasurer?
speak up?
If,
I can't hear you.
you can't hear me?
I can't, no. Could you speak a little louder? It's hard to hear you.
Okay, is
Thank
this
you.
better?
Thank you.
I can't get any closer. But anyways, if we vote to have the town, with the town council, appoint the treasurer, this is the last time we'll be voting for a treasurer. The town every year will look over the treasurer's job and how they're doing, and then reappoint them, reappoint them every year.
No. So what would happen is under the charter would change. So the treasurer would be appointed for a 3-year period.
Okay.
If the voters decide, and that's an if the voters decide to amend the charter so
Right.
that the town treasurer will be appointed by the town council, going forward, they would be appointed, after 1 year, they would be appointed by the town council, whoever is sitting at the time. They would be appointed for a 3-year period. If the article is defeated, it stays the same as it does in the current charter.
Okay, and then if it's defeated, the public has a chance to speak every 3 years on who the town treasurer is, correct?
Much like they, for any other elected office in the town.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other comments from the public? Yes, sir.
Outside that Constitution Drive, not so much a comment. I don't know about everybody else here. I don't know a damn thing about what the treasurer does. Does someone explain by statute what the duty of the treasurer is? Just a question.
Mr. Campo?
I have that statute up right now, actually. Let's go over the basis, unless you want me to read it word for word. Which one? Just the basis or word for word?
No, you can just sum it up.
All right, so to sum it up, the treasurer is responsible for reviewing manifest expenses, releasing the expenditures. They're in charge of performing investments for the town as well, essentially reaching out to banks, determining that we're getting the best bank rate. They are also responsible for performing the monthly reconciliations, as well as, essentially, they're responsible for the financial aspect of the town, is the long and short of it. They delegate a lot of those duties to myself as well as my department. They also delegate the duties to the tax collector, because one other one is they're responsible for deposits, which we use a courier service for due to the large amount of money we have. We want to ensure that it is safely transported to the bank.
Hey, thank you.
Absolutely.
Any other comments from the public? Yes, sir. Please approach the microphone.
John Loca, 34 Parmenter Road. Just a question. I'm kind of concerned, or not concerned, but wondering why the change. Is there an advantage to the town to do it this way from the way we've done it in the past? Just an inquiry, that's all.
So one of the reasons for the changes, right now, you're dealing with, our budget is $40 million. In total, we handle well over $100 million throughout the year. As of right now, there are no qualifications to be the town treasurer other than living in Londonderry and being 18 years old. This would allow us to review resumes to ensure that the person in charge is qualified and able to do it. Londonderry has been very lucky to have Kathy Wagner and Richard Belinsky in the past. I started as a finance director in 2019. This is me bringing it to the public saying there is a risk here that we have an ability to fix, because we would be able to ensure this case. We've been very lucky. I'm just concerned that the luck at some point will run out. But if the voters vote no on this, I completely understand, I get it. This is my due diligence informing the voters that there is potential for a risk and a way to avoid it.
Thank you, that was very, very helpful. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Any other comments?
Jonathan Esposito, 5 Shelley Drive, North Londonderry. For those who have been paying attention to town council meetings for the last several months, they will note that Councilwoman Paul, as well as several citizens, raised the concern that this matter was drawn up rather hastily. I believe it was at a November town council meeting that Mr. Malaguti had raised the concern that if they were going to begin drafting the legal language for this to reach a article for the voters this March, that those steps would need to be agreed upon by the council rather quickly. That was Mr. Malaguti's words. Councilwoman Paul, as well as myself and other folks at the time, raised the concerns of, geez, if the language for this has to be drafted so quickly, if this has to be enacted by the town so quickly to reach the voters, perhaps we don't need to move in such haste. Perhaps it would benefit the town for this to have come before the town with more consideration, and then this could have been a voting article for a future year. It's still unclear to me, as well as several citizens from the town, why this was pushed to move so hastily, essentially from November to now. I would also like to raise for record that several previous employees from the town, including several who occupied the, I shouldn't say employees of the town, those who were previously voted to the position of town treasurer, expressed significant concern of the perception of undue influence from the town council. They expressed that even when town treasurers were previously elected by the citizens, that the imposition was such that perhaps folks could leave unsigned checks in unlocked offices, or perhaps leave their signature stamps around so that town officials or town council folks could have access to it. And previous town treasurers expressed the concern that if this undue influence from the town was placed on an elected official, how much more undue influence could even be perceived from the town if a person's appointment was at the mercy of the town council. So I would like those remarks made for record, and if the town has a substantial response to any of that, I would certainly hear it as I sit. Thank you very much.
Mr. Dolan?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Tom Dolan, 19 Isabella Drive, Londonderry. As I look at the steps the council is moving through, I would encourage you to think about the finance director probably could very easily take up the responsibilities of the duties of the treasurer, and thereby dropping the cost to the taxpayers of the salary of the treasurer, and not increasing. Sorry, Justin, not increasing the director of finance's salary, but anything that you can do to drop the cost of government that the taxpayers have to bear, I think is an encouraging thing. So, thank you.
Would either of you care to respond?
Mr. Moderator, just one point of clarification. So this was, it wasn't presented in a formal way, that is correct, but there was a discussion about this at least a year ago, and at that time, it caused some controversy at that time as well. The suggestion was made that this is something that we should look at in future years.
Thank you. Yes, sir?
Sean Faber, 73 Old Nashua Road. I would just like to ask, if this takes effect, when will it take effect?
So that's a good question. And the interaction of these, there's a couple of different statutes that are at play here. And basically, the answer to that question is that the sitting town treasurer would serve until the next annual election, a year from now. And it would then take effect.
With removing power from voters and putting it in the hands of other people, I would suggest that we take the time to analyze other options. Mr. Dolan's finance director sounds like a very possible good solution to this. And it's just something that's been rushed through, and I would like to just take some time and really think about this. Thank you.
Any others? Councilor Paul.
Thank you. I voted no on this, and as it's been stated here earlier, in this election time, as we, the people, are losing more and more power, more and more speech, it's important that we do this. When I had asked originally, what was the reason behind this? Mr. Malaguti stated, and Mr. Campo stated, you know, they're worried about somebody getting elected who might come in and steal all our money or transfer funds or whatever. To be very honest, that could actually happen with somebody who's appointed. To me, that is null and void. And I don't see the reason for this. This position this year, next year, it could be the clerk's position. We're losing our rights over and over again. Yes, you voted us in. You all are the bosses. You all. We are supposed to listen to you and do what you tell us to do. And so, therefore, I heard the people who took the time out of their day to come to a meeting and speak. And that is why I voted no, and I still vote no. And I hope that the people in this town understand what's at stake here. It's not just making it more convenient for the finance department or easier or less work for them. It's about doing what's right for the citizens of this town that we're supposed to be representing. So please, vote no. Thank you.
Councilor Green?
Yeah, I just want to clarify, I did vote yes on this, and the reason why I voted yes on this is just very, very simply, is I do want to give the decision back to the voters. So what you're hearing now is a complete twist of why this is actually happening. This is actually happening so that the council said, we want to bring it to the ballot, so the people of Londonderry will make the decision if they want to have this as a treasurer position appointed or a treasurer position that is actually given by the town council. So if you vote no on this, you're actually stopping. You're saying that the only 5 people that should decide on this is the 5 people up here. I want to push it so the town, people in the town can actually make that decision. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Hello, Maria Barut, 6 Bridle Path. I understand your worry that if we have somebody elected who's not qualified, but I think most of the people who are applying for the position with the right conscience, they would have the proper qualifications. My worry is that if this is appointed position, this gives the town council right to, opportunity for rubber stamping, and we've seen a lot of it lately in town. So I encourage all the voters to vote no against this amendment. Town treasurer should be an elected position. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we've had a very good summary of both sides of this decision. If you have new information, please step up.
Just like to make a comment, that I'm listening to what everybody's saying, and Councilor Green says, he wants to give it back to the voters to decide. The voters have already decided on this a long time ago when we approved the town charter. We already said back then we wanted the town treasurer to be elected. So my opinion is the town already decided on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no further discussion, warrant Article 2 will move to the warrant as presented. I would entertain a motion to restrict reconsideration. So moved. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor of restricting reconsideration, please raise your voter card. All opposed? Reconsideration is restricted.